If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, but let's get right to it. Okay, so I finally got around, to watching The Mandalorian. I guess today's Sunday, so I saw the latest episode on Friday night, late Friday night after I got off work, after I wrapped the show I'm working on. And I liked it. I thought it was really good. It had a nice, it felt very self-contained. And so the next day, the TV show I'm working on now, we're doing 6-day work weeks, Monday through Saturday. So I had to go to work the next day, and a lot of my coworkers, we, discuss, because we work in the film industry, we would discuss all the nuances of the episodes and stuff like that. And I had issues with the runtime. It was like 35 minutes, which that included the artwork at the end of the episode where they show you all the, the art design work that they do for The Mandalorian. And one of my issues I had with the first season, which even though I absolutely love the first season, I think it's the best Star Wars since Rogue One. Out of all the new Star Wars that's been released in theaters, I've always felt Rogue One stood out among all of them. This felt very grounded, The Mandalorian season 1 and all that, but there was an inconsistency with the run times of all the episodes. Some of the episodes are 42 minutes long, some of them are 38 minutes long, some are 52 minutes long. And I was like, why can't we get a consistency with the episodes? 1 hour episodes, 45-minute episodes, whatever it's going to be, just kind of choose that. But I feel like with the credit roll and the artwork, we kind of got robbed a little bit. So it was more like a 32-minute episode maybe. And so I was bouncing that off one of the camera guys at work, and he had made a good point. He said, look, if you can tell a story, it doesn't really matter the length of time as long as you can tell that story, that self-contained story. And, this particular episode was kind of a very self-contained episode. And then I had another guy who works in the locations department. We were chatting about it, and we were throwing out different things about the episode. And he had said it felt the only issues he's having with the stories itself is they feel like a video gameplay where, okay, well, first your hero has to go here and find this amulet or this box, and then he has to go, when you're playing a video game, you have to go to the map and go to this place to go get this, to go get this, to go get this. But we're missing like this story, like this overall story, because you're busy going to get things. Well, he has to find new Mandalorians, so he's got to go here. More of his kind. He's on this journey to deliver the child. And so all of it feels very much like a video game. But I remember hearing, I think that they were making an announcement. I don't know if it was, they're just going to add the Mandalorian character to Battlefront or something like that, or are they going to give him his own, first person shooter game or whatever. But that's one of the things I said is, well, maybe they're kind of priming this for the video game, The Mandalorian, the video game. I don't know. Baby Yoda, the child, the goo goo and gagas that are coming out of him now sound very human, childlike. And I'm kind of on the fence with it because, first of all, in the earlier season 1, they had said he was 50 years old. Now, Yoda, the Jedi Master, if this series takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi, which is when Yoda passed away and became one with the Force, he had made the comment to Luke in the hut in Dagobah when he was like, look on me with, old eyes, I'm old, whatever he was saying. And he said, how would you look, for 900 years I trained Jedi. It's like, okay, 900. So I'm doing the math and I'm like, well, if 900 is what Yoda was and he's 50, when do they start talking? Because 50 years seems like a decent chunk of 900 years to where the child would have evolved and be able to speak. And then one of my other buddies in the locations department had said to me, well, I think it's a bait and switch. I think the child knows how to speak the whole time, and it might be this big reveal at some point that he's just been playing this dumb, childlike character, almost like Yoda did when he first met Luke, looking, found someone, you would say, kind of like, this bait and switch. You're looking for Yoda, but first come eat, it was all like a test. So could they be doing the same thing with the child? And that when the child finally meets up with another Force user like Ahsoka Tano, will the child reveal itself and start speaking? And that could be a big thing that could drop, or it could not. I mean, this is just like, water cooler talk that we're having at work. So anyway, I really enjoyed the episode. It was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. She did a great job with the episode she did last season, which felt very much like Jurassic Park monster in the woods, stomping, like a T-Rex. And it had a lot of really good emotional dynamics in that episode, and in this one as well too. And what I liked was the final resolution for the two frog creatures, if you will, the frog characters, that they were able to hatch their child, the one that was going to carry on the lineage of their people. But I thought, for a split second, maybe the child, when he saw the little tadpole pop out, of the egg, and he was like, I thought, oh, he's going to want to eat this thing. And then, in the end, when it was like kind of in the bowl, moving around, and the parents were playing with it, and the child was looking at it, I thought, oh man, dude, he's going to grab that and eat that thing. But he didn't. And, so he might have recognized that it was the last of its species. But again, those are clues. Like, is he smarter than he's putting on? We shall find out. Bo-Katan, I thought, was great. And somebody else had pointed out, they said, if you look at Alec Guinness in the original Star Wars, and he was killed. And then, of course, Empire Strikes Back, and then Return of the Jedi. This takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi. Is that Bo-Katan either doesn't age, because she was there during those battles with Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Clone Wars series. And so it's like, okay, so she still looks young and everything when she takes the helmet off, kind of like the animated character. But they never, would she have aged? And then somebody had pointed out that in the novelization, some Obi-Wan Kenobi book somewhere said that the twin sons on Tatooine like prematurely age people. And I was like, oh my God, really? Do they have to explain everything? Do they have to but I guess it makes sense. One more hole filled. That's one of the issues I have is they seem to always have to plug holes, and it is what it is. So it'll be interesting to see how they play in. And then another buddy felt like the two other Mandalorians, the guy and the female Mandalorian that was with Bo-Katan, felt very generic. Like they didn't have, unlike the Mandalorians that were in the first season, you had one that was like with a huge blaster cannon. You had one, they all had their own little personalities with their armor and everything. These two that were with Bo-Katan felt very generic. They were just kind of there. So those were some of the things and I agreed. I mean, I felt like she was the standout, which she was supposed to be, but I feel like if you're going to give those other two lines and dialogue, you got to give them a little more. Their armor needed to be a little bit more separate or something, or give them a little flash, whatever you needed to do. I just felt like they needed more. And I hope that they rebuild the child's little floaty thing that he floats around in that got sucked by the creature in the water. I'm assuming that was calamari, from where the Mon calamaris are from, or whatever, because that looked like their water world. I loved seeing all you know, the species of Admiral Akbar, all walking around at the docks and stuff, and then the squid face. Those were all really good. I think I've got the squid face figure right over there. They were all really good, throwbacks, if you will. But I want to see more. Now, the frog characters were like new races, but I want to see more races. They keep kind of treading on the old stuff. The Mon Calamaris, the Squid Faces from Return of the Jedi, the Weequays, things like that we've already seen. I want to see more. And then I was talking with somebody about the two frog characters, because I was like, well, they were kind of new, but then I was like, in the special edition of the cantina scene in A New Hope, they used a puppet that looked like a frog smoking with that kind of beret on, and it looked very similar to the frogs. The husband and wife frog. If you look at their faces and then you look at that cantina creature, this was the one in the special edition that replaced the Wolfman in that shot, and it looked very similar to those creatures. So, did we see this creature already from the special edition, or is it totally new? I want to see more species. I feel like I need to see more, and not more fan service. The only thing this episode was missing was someone yelling out, "It's a trap!" Like that was the only thing missing from the episode. But I enjoyed it. I can't wait for the next episode. I really hope they start moving the story along, and I really hope they don't hold Ahsoka Tano till the last episode, and they really just drop her in. Let's get some action going. Let's see some damn lightsabers. I mean, we've already seen the dark saber. They haven't really done anything with that yet. But if Ahsoka Tano is going to fight, Moff Gideon, we need to get there. Let's get there. Let's quit messing around, and let's get to the action. What did you guys think of the new episode of The Mandalorian? Let's talk about it in the comments section, and we'll see you on the next one.